Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Wehry History and Entertainment News of the Berkshires and beyond. As the calendar turns to February, the events in Berkshire County will be focused on some great winter activities. In this episode, besides the usual concerts, I'll be focusing on a trio of annual Pittsfield events that happen both indoors and outdoors. Plus, I'll be discussing how several Bay State areas are making a national impact in the 2026 Winter Olympics. And I'll be reviewing a horror film whose director I know quite well from his YouTube days. First, it's time for this episode's trivia question. This episode's question is, when was the only time that the United States and Canada women's hockey teams did not meet each other for the gold medal in the Olympics? Now, for this episode's local headlines. The first headline this episode takes us to Massachusetts for a concert with artist Coetzeum Gastelum. Apologies for any mispronunciation. Music is in multi-instrumentalist and composer Coetzeum Gastelum's blood. For over 25 years, he has built a distinct career as a soloist, section player, and composer/arranger, collaborating with artists across different genres. From his long tenure with Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings, to work with Run the Jewels, Jon Batiste, Amy Winehouse, The Roots, Mark Ronson, and Quincy Jones, among many others. This performance is the next installment in Massachusetts' series highlighting some of the best and brightest in contemporary jazz. This concert takes place on February 28th at Massachusetts. It will be held in Club B10 starting at 8 p.m. For more information, visit the website shown here. For our next story, we will be going to the Colonial Theater, part of the Berkshire Theater Group's 3 locations, for a concert with Beyond the Wall. Fresh off the acclaimed theatrical stagings of The Wall in 2024 and 2025, Beyond the Wall returns to the Colonial Theater for a special one-night-only concert event. This time, the region's premier Pink Floyd tribute band will perform Dark Side of the Moon live, along with a powerful selection of classic Floyd hits pulled from the band's legendary catalog. Formed in 2007, Beyond the Wall has earned its reputation for delivering an authentic Pink Floyd experience, meticulously blending music, lights, video, and sound design into a fully immersive performance. With more than 100 years of combined musicianship, the ensemble faithfully recreates the nuance and atmosphere of Floyd's most iconic work, captivating both longtime fans and new audiences alike. This concert takes place on March 14th at 7:30 p.m. For more information, visit the website shown here. According to the Berkshire Theater Group's website, quote, "This is the only official website to purchase Berkshire Theater Group tickets. Please be aware there may be illegitimate ticket websites selling overpriced tickets to our events for seats that may not exist," end quote. Additionally, as a precaution, this concert features strobe lights. Those with light sensitivity may not wish to attend. Our next 3 stories take us to the heart of Pittsfield for a trio of interesting events. The first of these is Barrington Stage Company's 10 by 10 New Play Festival. Catch Barrington Stage Company favorites in the spotlight as 100 minutes of dreams, drama, and pure delight unfold on BSC's St. Germain stage. These fast-moving plays, 10 of them each 10 minutes in length, will make you laugh, might make you cry, and promise to make you think. The 2026 play selection is as follows. Do You Hear an Echo by Cynthia Faith Arsenault, Love Shovel by John C. Davenport, Top Shelf Toastaloy by Maximilian Gill, A Modest Proposal 2 by David McGregor, Tannenbaum by James McLinden, Best by Date by Scott Mullen, The Rebound Quiz by Byron Nielsen, Cricket by Aaron Osgood, Waking Greek by Jessica Province, and Missed Disconnections by Samara Siskind. These plays take place throughout February and March. They will be held at the St. Germain stage at the Sidell Enley Performing Arts Center, located on 36 Linden Street in Pittsfield. Hours will be Thursdays and Fridays at 7 p.m. and Saturdays and Sundays at 2 p.m. For more information, visit barringtonstageco.org. Our second Pittsfield story takes us to the Pittsfield Winter Carnival. Join the City of Pittsfield's Parks and Recreation Department for their 3rd annual Winter Festival at Clapp Park. This is a free, family-friendly outdoor event that will include a cardboard sled design contest, along with races, a snow sculpture building contest, snowshoeing, carnival-themed games, and more. There will also be a campfire with hot chocolate and s'mores provided. Don't miss out on this fun-filled day of winter activities for all to enjoy. The Winter Carnival takes place on February 16th, a Monday, due to President's Day. It will happen at Clapp Park from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. For more information, visit the website shown here. Our third and final stop in Pittsfield takes us to the Taste of Downtown Pittsfield. In February 2026, Downtown Pittsfield Inc. will present a Taste of Downtown, a month-long downtown restaurant celebration in partnership with the Milltown Foundation. 17 restaurants and bars in downtown Pittsfield will be participating. A Taste of Downtown will feature marketing efforts to highlight downtown Pittsfield's local restaurants, restaurant owners, and the Taste of Downtown giveaway, which will be an incentive for people to dine in local restaurants over the course of the month. The prize for the Taste of Downtown giveaway will be 17 gift cards, one from each of the participating restaurants, a $400 value. Every purchase at a participating restaurant will count as one entry to win the prize packets. The list of restaurants participating are 101 Restaurant Bar, 1 West Street, BB's Hotspot at the Lantern, 455 North Street, Brazuca's Market, 75 North Street, Dottie's Coffee Lounge, 444 North Street, Espinito Carioca, 48B North Street, Hot Harry's, 37 North Street, Hot Plate Brewing Company, 1 School Street, Marie's North Street Eatery and Gallery, 146 North Street, Marketplace Cafe, 53 North Street, Methuselah Bar and Lounge, 391 North Street, Otto's Kitchen and Comfort, 95 East Street, Patrick's Pub, 26 Bank Row, Rare 297 Steakhouse, 297 North Street, RJ's Restaurant, 109 First Street, South Street Pizza House, 148 South Street, Tito's Mexican Bar and Grill, 34 Depot Street, and Wander Berkshires, 34 Depot Street, Suite 101. For more information on the Taste of Downtown, visit downtownpittsfield.com. And speaking of Pittsfield activities, the Pittsfield Ice Skating Rink is now open at Wacona Park. Please go to the City of Pittsfield website for all rules, regulations, and times. For our next story, we have an important update on Williamstown Theater Festival. Recently, the company announced a major artistic overhaul and different approach for performances. The longtime Tony Award-winning Summer Theater is pivoting to a biannual, meaning every other year, festival as part of the new long-term artistic model. The flagship Summer Theatrical Festival will remain a cornerstone of the institution's programming, but it will no longer be its sole focus. The new model will now include year-round programming outside of the Berkshires. These include short-run performances, pop-up events, and exclusive events in cultural hotspots worldwide. A new digital streaming membership designed to bring pre-recorded content, and new work and original programs that expand upon the festival's legacy of commissioning and workshopping new works, from plays to podcasts to immersive experiences, such as 2024's partnership with Mass Mocha on the Plastic Bag Store. In an interview with the Berkshire Eagle, Raphael Piccarelli, Williamstown Theater's Festival Managing Director of Strategy and Operations, said, quote, "Williamstown has always been more than a producing venue. It has always been an incubator, and this model really allows this truth to become central rather than incidental. What this is doing is building structures that enable work to grow, travel, and resonate beyond the Berkshires, while starting in the Berkshires, which is true to its legacy, end quote. The new strategic plan also includes dedicated efforts to explore next-generation learning programs, year-round opportunities to learn, train, and grow for emerging artists, technicians, craftspeople, and administrators, as well as new business and revenue-generating structures, including a for-profit producing entity that would create intellectual property, including film, television, audio, and other content for cultural platforms. The planned expansion, both in reach and year-round programming, is a natural evolution for any arts organization, according to Susan Killam, Executive Director of the Freshgrass Foundation, whose organization, through Studio 9, partnered with the festival last summer. When the summer festival returns in 2027, the Williamstown Theater Festival will have the same compact 3-week format that was debuted last year. 8+ main productions at the 62 Center for Theater and Dance, and various locations across the Berkshires, including the Annex, the first festival-owned performance space in North Adams's Gateway Center. For additional information, visit the website shown here. WWHEN thanks the Berkshire Eagles website for information on this story. Up next, we will be going to the Norman Rockwell Museum in Stockbridge for a brand new exhibition in the A Brief History of Illustration collection. The Brief History of Illustration collection aims to highlight the importance of both the history of illustration and the vast 30,000 object collection at Norman Rockwell Museum. Each presentation will occupy one of the museum's galleries and will change twice a year, with each rotation tracing one theme throughout history. The new exhibit at the Norman Rockwell Museum is called The Abyss. According to the Norman Rockwell Museum's website, The Abyss, quote, aims to demonstrate the vast complexity of illustration while simultaneously illustrating something vastly complex, the ocean. From the 19th century to the present, artists have engaged with the concept as well as the reality of the ocean for many purposes, from wartime propaganda and political statements to compelling book illustrations and light-hearted cartoons, end quote. Some of the works included in The Abyss share fictional underwater worlds by Tom Lovell and Stanley Meltzoff, while others, including the work of Julian Allen and Thomas Nast, responded to real-world events. This exhibit runs from now until May 31st. For more information, visit the website shown here. Our next story is a sports one. Every 4 years, the Winter Olympics takes place and allows the nation's best cold sport athletes a chance at glory. Because it is a winter-heavy state, Massachusetts always supplies some athletes for the games, and the 2026 edition is no exception. Here is a list of some of the Bay Staters who are making an impact. Massachusetts has always had a history with hockey, and the 2026 U.S. roster is full of Bay Staters. For this year's team, the roster includes, for the men, Matt Boldy out of Mills, NHL superstar Jack Eichel out of North Chelmsford, and Noah Hanfin out of Norwood. This year marks the first time since 2014 that the NHL will pause its season to allow athletes to participate in the games. So the men's hockey tournament is the most anticipated in years. The women's team also has one Massachusetts native, Alex Carpenter, like Hanfin out of Norwood. The women's team has never finished out of the medals, so Carpenter has an excellent chance to join the club. Surprisingly, Massachusetts also has two representatives in luge, which is typically dominated by Eastern Europe. Savone Forgan out of Chelmsford and Angel Hajuia out of Framingham. In addition, Julia Kern out of Waltham will be representing the U.S. cross-country ski team, while Julie Latai out of Medfield will be representing them out of speed skating. The 2026 Winter Olympics started on February 6th and will run until February 22nd. The games will air on NBC, its sister networks such as USA and CNBC, and stream on Peacock. WWHEN will continue to provide updates on the local Olympians, and even provide some other ones from the New England region as well. The Winter Olympics also supplies the answer to this episode's trivia question. As a reminder, this episode's question was, when was the only time that the United States and Canada's women's hockey teams did not meet each other for the gold medal in the Olympics? The answer is 2006. In 2006, Sweden shocked the U.S. women's team in the semifinals of the Turin Games. This was the first time the U.S. women's team had ever lost to a team other than Canada. The United States and Canada women's hockey rivalry is one of the most hard-fought in sports. They have combined to win every gold medal in the Olympics. The United States won the first one in 1998. Then Canada took the next four. In 2018, the U.S. team stopped the streak, but Canada took home the gold in 2022. WWHEN fully predicts another U.S.-Canada women's hockey final. It's now time for this episode's movie portion of WWHEN. This episode, we'll be reviewing the horror film, Shelby Oakes. In this film, a woman is being recorded in a documentary regarding the long disappearance of her sister, who is the host of a popular YouTube supernatural show. When a new lead is found, the woman's search turns obsessive and dangerous, and steers her into a terrifying mystery at the hands of an unknown evil. Before getting into what I thought about this film, I think it would be interesting to dive into the film's background. and why I wanted to see the film in the first place. Shelby Oakes is directed by a first-timer, Chris Stuckman. Stuckman and I actually have something in common. Like myself, Stuckman is a movie critic. He has been reviewing films on YouTube since 2011 and was one of my favorite YouTube reviewers when I started writing film reviews in college. Now it's time for the reviewer to be reviewed. What did I think of Shelby Oakes? The film starts off a little shaky, literally. The documentary style at the beginning reminded me of Blair Witch Project. And found footage horror is my least favorite in the horror genre. Thankfully, the film drops the documentary approach. Instead, it goes for a simple, good old-fashioned creep fest. Shelby Oakes gets better and better as the film goes on. The horror and tension build up slowly like a good film should. The movie is a little short at just over 90 minutes. And I would have liked to have seen Stuckman expand upon some of the background of the characters and mythology. Still, for a first effort, it's a promising start. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give Shelby Oakes a 7. That ends this episode of Wehry History and Entertainment News in the Berkshires and beyond. If you would like to watch this or any other WWHEN episode again, you can visit PCTV's website, shown here, or my YouTube page at RT Wehry. And I want to thank CTSB TV and NBCTC for showing my show on their public access station. Thank you.